Monday Night Raw. After tonight, we have 2 more episodes, guys. 2 more episodes next week and then the go-home show. Now, I got a question for you. With what they put together tonight, are you any more excited for WrestleMania? Look at what they put together tonight. We have new tag team champions in the Vision. We have the return of Gunther, who choked out Seth Rollins. So we know that it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Gunther at WrestleMania. That was made official tonight. We pretty much know that it's going to be the Vision versus the Usos. I have a little suspicion. I'm a little curious as if they're going to put Speed in WrestleMania to take on LA Knight. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit. But wrestling fans, out of all that, plus Paul Heyman and his involvement with Brock Lesnar, and of course, CM Punk putting Roman Reigns through a table, which will ride him off next week, because I think he's not going to be on the show next week. Don't hold me to that. But I know there was like one episode that he was going to be gone between the time he came back, or there was like 1 or 2 that he was going to be gone. And I think that was next week, the week before the go-home show. So, this episode was the episode that was going to ride him off for a week. You watch, he won't be there. Guys, of everything we saw tonight, are you any more excited? Any more? Now, I thought it was a pretty good show, but I'm not any more excited. John Cena being the host of WrestleMania it is something that I'm glad that they're doing, because something like that WrestleMania was missing. I'm going to be honest with you. If WrestleMania did not have John Cena on the card this year in some form or fashion, WrestleMania would have been lacking. And I hate saying that, but it would have. Gunther versus Seth Rollins. That was made tonight because Seth Rollins was cleared to compete. He hits Paul Heyman with the steel chair. And then Gunther, poof, came out and put him to sleep. Now, does this mean that Gunther is joining the Vision? Does this mean that he's joining Paul Heyman without the Vision? Kind of like what Brock Lesnar's doing? I don't know. Why is he doing this? No explanation for that either. What we do know is Seth Rollins is kind of banged up. That's what they said. And that he was mad. And that he was going to get revenge at WrestleMania. That's what Adam Pearce said. So, pretty much what we are being told is Rey Mysterio got hurt, Braun Breaker got hurt, and Gunther and Seth Rollins needed somebody to compete at WrestleMania. That's what this is telling us in a roundabout way. Speaking of Paul Heyman guys, okay, and their matches, you know, there's one thing over the next 2 weeks that would be kind of cool to see, and it's something we haven't seen in a while. And, you know, instead of this Brock Lesnar walking away, even though I know it's really good with that, and it builds anticipation for the big match when two big bulls are staring down each other and then he smiles and gets out of the ring. He's done it a million times. And I'm telling you, that was a great segment between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar tonight. How he was dressed ready for a fight, and Obafemi came down and was tearing through all the security and Adam Pearce. And then he was the one walking around the squared circle. And then Brock Lesnar, when Triple H was kind of holding both of them back, just smiled and walked out of the ring. What I would like to see over the next 2 weeks between these two is a contract signing. You want to know the truth? Between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. And then both of them brawl. Both of them have a knockdown, drag out affair during the contract signing, like we always see. Okay? In a contract signing, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, in the contract signing, have an all-out brawl after they put pen to paper saying that this is going to happen. You might say, we already know the match is going to happen. Since when has WWE had a contract signing when we didn't already know that match was going to happen? So, look, that's what I'm hoping they do either next week or at the Go Home show with these two big behemoths. Okay? That's what I'm hoping for. We'll have to wait and see what they do. Just something different than what they've been doing the last 2 to 3 weeks. Now, LA Knight on commentary with the tag team title matchup between the Usos and the Vision. And are you kidding me? They had Speed in the front row, ringside. Speed gets involved in the match when Logan Paul hugs him, carries him over the barricade, and he's at ringside and all this stuff. Takes the knuckles because he was cursed by Danhausen. And he knocks out LA Knight. Yeah. 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 This is going to go to Speed versus LA Knight at WrestleMania. If it doesn't, I will be shocked. Why else would LA Knight get cold-cocked with the brass knucks by Speed? Oh, and on top of that, why else would they put online Speed tangling it up with Randy Orton? Speed's facing LA Knight. It's just not announced yet. You watch. Somewhere within the next 2 weeks, that match will be made and announced. We're all wondering what LA Knight's doing at WrestleMania. There you go. Vision, Usos. That is kind of what the downfall was with the Vision capturing the gold and the Usos losing the gold tonight. So you know that'll be the tag team title matchup at WrestleMania 42. The women's tag titles, I'm not going over that. That was the biggest waste of time. I think I got up. I didn't even watch the matchup. In a nutshell, the irresistible forces retained by disqualification. And to top that off, to top that off, they made it official. Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley takes on the Bellas, takes on Alexa and Charlotte, takes on the Irresistible Forces at WrestleMania. So that's all this match was about tonight. And outside of that, CM Punk and Roman Reigns segment, which took about 2 minutes. Roman Reigns, everybody acknowledge me. And then he got put through a table. Overall, pretty good Monday Night Raw tonight. Got a lot of moving parts still. Still some unanswered questions, matches that need to be filled. Penta, almost forgot, is going to be defending his IC strap in a ladder matchup. And they're just throwing people in there as his number one contenders. They're just throwing people in there. I hate it when they do this. It's lazy booking. They're just putting people in there as number one contender, not making any matches to see who's going to be number one contender or anything like that. It's just, oh, I'm the king of the ladder match and this is not your home. Look, that's fine, Penta, but who's your number one contender? How are you going to do it? Let's have some real storytelling with that. Don't just say Javon Evans is going to be the number one contender and this person and this person and the OG El Grande Americano and all these people. Don't just do that. Should have some actual storytelling telling us who is going to be the number one contender. Kind of like what you do with the Money in the Bank ladder matchup. It's just me. But overall, not that bad of a show. I don't have too much to complain about here. Am I any more excited for WrestleMania, though, than I was before Raw came on the air? No. So, I have to wait and see what they do on Friday and the next 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Anyway, you all know what to do. If this is your first time coming into the channel, thank you very much. And if it's not, I sure do appreciate you following me on my journey right here on YouTube. You all make sure you become a subscriber today. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby. I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.